Welcome, everyone. It's Curling Stadium, Alberta Curling Series Major, presented by Co-op. We're streaming live from Curling Stadium, Leduc, inside the Leduc Curling Club. And I'm Joan McCusker, actually, in my role here. I'm Coach Joan. I'm following Team Scheidegger. Been happy to be associated with this team for the last 4 years and trying to help them down the curling road, and very excited about the new foursome. So this is the second event for Team Scheidegger this season, and starting off last weekend in the Salvo Shootout in Edmonton. And this is our first event in a curling stadium format, and so I'm very pleased to be able to provide some commentary today as I watch Team Scheidegger throughout this event that I plan on commentating as I watch the team through this triple knockout event here at the Leduc Curling Club. The opposition today, Clancy, Grandy, who won her first game last night against Christy Moore. This is a triple knockout format. So 2 games today, 2 wins today for one of these teams would get them through the A event and a day off, actually, to get ready for the playoffs on Sunday. Bit of a modification. There was 14 teams instead of 16 teams to fill that triple knockout bracket. So 2 teams got a bye, and Scheidegger was one of them. So let's just get to know the teams a little bit better. Clancy Grandy's team is, it's a new squad. The 3 lead second and third are actually out of BC. 2 of them. Former teammates of is from Ontario. I think we got to know her on TV when she played with Ali Schwartz for several years, won Grand Slam. So Clancy Grandy taking on the skipping duties and doing very well right out of the gate, losing the final in their first event in Quebec in August, then won the Martinsville Curling Stadium event on the September long weekend. And so they've had a great start. They'll have their hands full. This is Team Scheidegger, the new Team Scheidegger. There's 2 members from Casey's team from the past 8 years. They made a change. Her sister, Jessie Hyen, is in the hack right now, throwing second stones. And they've paired up with 2 members of Laura Walker's team. You'll see Taylor McDonald there on the right sweeping. And Kate Cameron comes in at third. Now, Kate got married in the spring. She's now Kate Hogan. And they have had that wonderful start last weekend, made it to the semifinal of the Salvo Shootout. And they're hoping to build on that. So there's Jessie trying to use that corner guard. Got to the rings. It was a good sweep. And at third, Kayla McMillan will take a run at that stone just delivered by Jessie. Now, Kayla, as I said earlier, had played with Sarah Daniel, actually took a shot at skipping as well. I watched her play last night against Christy Moore on this live stream. And she was still kind of adjusting to what you're going to see right here. And that is with some up weight. Those rocks run very straight. So line of delivery and release, super important at any curling game, don't get me wrong. But there's some surfaces that it's a little bit more important than others. And this one is one of them that you just really have to be very conscious of that straight release towards the broom to get some curl. The other thing we noticed is bringing down some of those hip weights to get a little bit of movement, be able to use the brushers. So Kate Hogan in the hack will try to get around that corner guard. This one they're going to have to work too, looking like a little bit light. And Clancy's looking to try to stay away from that double corner guard situation over there. Really wants to force Scheidegger into taking one in this first end. She goes around that corner early. Casey would try to follow her, tap her back, freeze to it, and try to set up to that way. The button, these teams, that's why we don't get started right at 10 o'clock. Teams get a little pre-game practice, 2 rocks for each player, up and back, and then one player will draw to the button to see who gets hammer. Team Scheidegger was successful in that draw to the button challenge. Puts another rock in there, but that's set up for a double for Kate. And this is really her bread and butter shot. So she's got some options here. A hit and a roll behind the corner is great. Or they make the decision to go for a double. Looks like a good roll coming. Pretty nice try. Loved the soft weight that they chose for that shot. It just brings the sweepers into play here. Didn't quite roll enough. So Clancy's going to see about 3/4 of this rock from the hack. She'll also be playing that soft weight and try to lie 2 when she's done. And again, put that force back on. Really wants to stick in the house here. Now you think to yourself, well, I don't want to rack on that guard, but she also doesn't want to roll out of the rings either. If she rolls out of the rings on this hit and stick attempt, then Casey can get in behind those guards and get shot stone. This is all about the weight. Will it curl up enough? She rolls away. Casey's going to have a chance. So ignoring those rocks in the rings, this is the confidence of Casey Scheidegger here in the first end. Gonna ignore that shot stone that's just in the back of the 8-foot and try to come around those corner guards, get mostly buried and get a bite of 4-foot to be shot. That would be ideal. She's had teammates now that have tried this draw, so the sweepers will have a really good idea of what the weight is. Kate just coming up a little bit short. And I saw that release from Casey. She's going to have lots of room coming around this guard. A little bit of a outward motion. The sweepers are not even cleaning this one, so she's definitely there. And looks like she will be second shot stone at the back of the house. So got something out of that. It was important that she stuck around in that back of the house 4-second shot. And Clancy doesn't want to take any chances. She's making a play on this. She doesn't have to do this right now. She could just try to come around those corner guards now and sit 1 and 2 and not leave a double. But here in this first end, they've played this shot quite a lot often. I think a lot more confidence in tapping this back, try to live 3. Yeah, looks like she's going to get a good piece of it. That's a great throw. And their force is on for Team Scheidegger. Clancy, Grandy, and team able to keep their rocks in play. Some missed opportunities there for Team Scheidegger to try to set up for 2. But a pretty basic shot here for 1. Now watch her sweepers. Jessie has swept for her sister her whole life. She is very good at judging these draw shots. You want to use some backing here. And that's what they do. 1 point for Team Scheidegger to open here in the first end.
Round them up, move them in. No place for your saddle and cowboy boots after the Calgary Stampede? At Sentinel Storage, we are proud to provide you with storage solutions that safeguard your valuables. Whether you're moving, renovating, or simply require extra space, we offer convenient and secure storage that caters to all needs. Find the Sentinel storage you need close to home. For a free estimate, visit sentinel.ca.
Second end action from Curling Stadium, Alberta Curling Series Major, presented by Co-op, streaming live from the Curling Stadium Leduc. Beautiful curling club in this recreational center. If you've never been here, this is just a fantastic center. So much to do, an arena, curling club, and great ice. And here at the Curling Stadium, all set up to stream all the sheets live. This is the beauty of this format. You can watch the games on YouTube. You can watch a game on Curling Gem. And I hope you do follow us and Team Scheidegger's journey through this fall. Forced to 1 in the first end. You'll see Team Scheidegger has set up that tight center guard. That's ideal. And Team Grandy replies with a corner guard. We're going to have rocks in play, and that's the fun part. Nice little shot here. Soft weight tap back. And then this kind of ice conditions, you are going to see that hack and bumper type of weight to get to those stones, because you can use the brooms to try to manipulate the rock a little bit more. Beautiful surface here. And you can see that really nice soft weight getting the result they needed. I would like to see my team start to use the brooms a little bit. You know, we talk about carving and when is carving effective. Certain ice conditions, you're going to see more effective of that broom on the inside. Try to direct that rock to make it curl. And sometimes it's a bit of a mystery why some ice surfaces you can get a lot of movement and some you can't, but you don't know until you try. And so that's just Coach Joan talking there, saying, I think we should be trying to make some of those rocks carve a little bit more early. So still playing that hit and roll. Off the lone stone in the house. Would love to roll back to the center line. Would be ideal here for Jessie. And I'm just going to get a split time, or a hog to hog, I should say. You can see Jessie's asking about ice right now. She's not very comfortable with the amount of broom that Casey's given her, and it is her job to make sure she can commit to that broom, and if she can't, she has to ask for less. And of course, she's asked for less, and this is curling. Isn't that the way it goes? So I got 11-8 on that hog to hog. Okay, that was well done, but it was overswept. So rolling too far is now going to put that rock behind the tee line and kind of open the door for Team Grandy to take advantage. So they're going behind center line. I'm also going to get a hog to hog time for you on Lindsay Deboo's shot. I got a 15-4. That's very, very fast. And that was the report we got from some of the men's teams that played here at the Leduc Curling Stadium just last weekend, and that's where we got to watch lots of the stream. That it was very fast in the beginning of the game. So nice draw there by Lindsay. puts my team in a little bit of trouble. You can see Kate making that sign. She would like the run back. And you know what? So would I. Casey's saying, well, we could freeze to this, but that rock is in that, you can see it's in a perfect spot. Top 8, center line, biting the forefoot. It's in a really great spot. So even if you come and you freeze to it, Team Clancy has that whole forefoot to get a second point. So I actually like this call. Interesting. I'm not so sure I like the weight call on that. So 2 corners now for Team Grandy to work with. And when you have last rock, that's kind of nice to have. So this is Kayla Millen. She's being asked to remove that back red stone and stick in the rings. Lie 2 for Team Grandy. It's nice movement there, really good control weight. And you might be able to hear some of the team talk from the mics that are out on the ice. I just want you to know that I can't here in our little broadcast booth. I'm just seeing this stream and I cannot hear what weight that they call. So looking to get rid of at least one of these. And once again, it's a great shot, but unable to remove that second counter. It's Team Grandy still has an opportunity to lie 2. So I like the call, but why not throw that with a little bit of weight and get rid of both of those? Tricky little shot here for Kayla. You can see garden play, the tendency would be to hit this on the outside, but if you do, there's a jam on the back. Wow, great shot. Lovely. Really good control. And so Casey will take a run at this. There is a double. You just can't be really tight on that guard. The disaster for Casey Scheidegger right now would be to rack on that guard. Then you're into it for a possible 3. So there is a double. There is a hit and roll behind that guard, and she would still be shot stone over the back one. It's a clean on this now. Did she get the double? I think she did. Nicely done. and hung on with the shooter as well. So, that's full marks from the coach. The soft weight, the bumper double and roll. Tough shot, called and made. That's the good news. Want to hear the bad news? Still big corner garden play and a great chance for Team Grandy to get 2. Welcome to curling. So Clancy going to come around her own corner guard. So ideal, she wants to be top 8 foot, buried. Doesn't give Casey a chance to pick it out. So I'll get a watch on this for you. Remember, we timed one of them earlier. Of course, you could do this at home yourself. Get your stopwatch out or your phone. It's a habit. Long time second. I like to time things. Sweeper is not even cleaning it. That's a 14-3. It's coming down now. Remember that other draw was 15-4. So comes deep. So Casey can follow that down. And the force would be on. That's exactly what she's going to do. So a nice chance for Casey to find that feel for draw weight. In the first end, remember, she was a little bit heavy. So a chance for her to find that kick. The sweepers will have seen a number down here and should be able to give her lots of advice. And just watch Jessie. She's, like I said, the primary judge. She's not coming near it. I got a 14-9, which means it is going to be there. Just a matter of managing that line. Really well done. Good team shot. So Clancy Grandy will follow that down for her single here. Just through it. I think the odds of her making this are very good. And as I said in the first end, if you missed it, this team, new team this year, and got off to a great start, winning Martinsville Curling Stadium on the September long weekend, and also making it to the final of the Summer Series in St. Felicien, Quebec, early in August. And that catapulted them to number 2 on year to date in points on the women's tour. Just kind of heavy cleaning this in, and that's going to tie this game after 2. 1-1, Scheidegger and Grandy. third in action here in the A event of the Leduc Curling Stadium, Alberta Curling Major. This is presented by Co-op. We're so appreciative to all of that, the sponsors, to make women's curling so much more attractive and keep teams active and competition. Need the sponsors to have the bonspiels, need some prize money to make it all worthwhile. And we really, really appreciate it. I know Team Scheidegger has worked very hard with their relationships with their sponsors, and Team Clancy. And thank you all for getting involved in sport. There's the tick shot attempted by Taylor McDonald, and just a little bit too much weight, I think. And that hits the boards and will have to be replaced. Now, many of you might be asking, hey, tick shots, I thought they were trying out some rules about not doing a tick shot. Well, if you watch the Grand Slam of Curling series, you know that we've been playing with the tick, no ticks, if the rock is on the center line in the eighth and extra ends. And that has made for some very interesting scenarios coming home. But in our regular Canadian curling rules, you can play that tick shot. Team Grandy going to come around this center guard. Nice looking shot here from Sarah. Sarah Loken is the lead. Well done. Sets up that center guard, then comes around it. That's all you can ask for. Taylor McDonald will try the tick shot number 2. Now, got to give a lot of kudos to Taylor. When they put this team together, they had 2 seconds. Jesse and Taylor, career seconds. Both of them playing very little lead in their careers, and somebody had to make the position change. Oh, sneaky. Well done by Taylor. Second try on that tick. And hit it thicker, but kept that rock in play, so nothing has to be reset. She would have loved to have rolled off to a corner guard. This is plan B, however. Still not a bad shot. But just to continue that thought, Taylor needed to make the change to lead. And don't get me wrong, both players said that they would play whatever is best for the team. And so the group decided they were going to try this lineup with Taylor making the adjustment to lead. And that's a big one, folks. If you've always played second for your entire competitive career, and then you move to that lead spot where you don't throw very many hits, and you have to perfect that tick shot and the feel for draw weight, it's been a big adjustment. I think Taylor's doing fantastic on. So Lindsay Debut puts another rock in there. And I like this call. Run back your center guard. Look at how straight that is with weight. So they did sweep that early, and I can tell you why. Because the team just played at the Saville Shootout, where the rocks were conditioned the day before the event started and had a lot of curl, a tremendous amount of curl. It was an adjustment for the team to change the releases. Everything needed to have an outward motion to get some success. Hits, draws, absolutely everything. So now coming here to a different ice surface that's straighter and faster means that you have to change that release again. So that's going to be the job for Team Scheidegger. I know it's something we talked about before the game. That's a little bit of a mistake there from Lindsay, bringing that rock in to group the stones. So should be able to get at least 2 of them. Throwing more weight, tighten up that ice, and try to get double off. Did not, only got 1. So that would be another mistake. Just trying to play that too cute. That means too precise. When I think the goal was just get rid of 2, leave one of those yellows around, that's fine. But for Team Scheidegger, you don't really want that centerline guard. Yeah, I like that call right there. Come around. So there's Kayla. Have the broom on the inside of the 8-foot. It's taking its time trying to get across there. So just a little strong. Got a 14-3 on that hog-to-hog time, and you can see it really bumped back that rock that was already in the ring. So a missed opportunity there. So Kate Hogan can get her team out of a little bit of trouble and try to set something up here with a nice soft weight hit and roll. There it goes. Oh, is that any good? And, you know, I can do a little cheer here for Kate. Last weekend, first event for this team, and she by far got the MVP award. Just played amazing throughout that entire weekend, kept bailing her team out of trouble, and I don't think I'm hurting anybody's feelings to say that the rest of the squad had some ups and downs, but not Kate. Kate was so good throughout the Saville last weekend, and I just want to praise her. There she is again, making a really nice shot. Well, this is a tough one here for Kayla. As you can see, maybe half past the guard, and if you wick that guard, you might tap it in, and that would not be good. Like that. Will it stay? So that's kind of just what the doctor ordered for Team Scheidegger. She's just going to play that hit and roll to the side. There is a chance here that she could make the double and keep the shooter in play if she plays very soft and just wicks that back one. The goal would be keep the shooter in play here. Get rid of 1 yellow, keep the shooter in play, and you're hoping that you're going to get a crack. at that back one. Possible chance for a multiple score here. How's that for 2 amazing shots? Holy smokes. Kate picking up from her play last weekend. 2 great shots. That soft weight, well called too. A little double and roll. A mistake by Kayla McMillan by ticking the guard in. And all of a sudden, Team Scheidegger is setting up for a multiple score. No really easy doubles either here for Clancy Grandy. She's going to have to throw some big weight here to jump right across. Hit this outside one. Get across and try to get to the shot stone too. This is flat. That means she's got to hit a lot of the first one to roll over to the center. Yeah, Clancy knows she's got to throw some weight. And you can see big kick out, big extension. Like I said, trying to throw this thick, get across. She touches it, but not able to remove it from play. That's a pretty good shot. Makes contact with that second one. So Kate and Casey are trying to figure out where they're going to put this stone to make sure that there is no triple left for Clancy. So they're going to remove this stone, and I think they decided they're going to roll to the left of as we're looking at the screen. These elite teams, tremendous respect for each other and their ability to make doubles and triples and cross house. So you really need to think about where you're going with this roll. Trying to make it curl. Casey's got a rock out there. Look at that. It's actually almost backing up. And all of a sudden, that opportunity goes away. Casey's not going to be very happy with that throw. So there's Clancy. She's lining up this double. I like the time that they took just to talk about what they expect from this path, where they want to hit this so that they can get rid of both of those red stones belonging to Team Scheidegger. And just hit it too thin in that attempt to throw lots of weight. A little wide of the broom. and only got one. So Team Scheidegger will draw to the rings and score their 2 points here. And I can tell you that this is something that Casey Scheidegger has worked hard on, and that is the reset after a disappointing miss, something that you regret, throwing a rock in the wrong spot or in the wrong way, to sit in the hack and make the most of the next shot. There's Jesse. Not a broom down right now, I can tell you. Would have liked to see them clean just a little bit, but it's good. Comes to the button, and Team Scheidegger will get their 2 points here in the third end. Lead 3-1. Fourth end. Team Scheidegger leading 3-1 over Team Clancy Grandy. This is a semi on a triple knockout format here at Curling Stadium Leduc. Fantastic women's curling event. And you can see on the sides, there are other games going on. And I can tell you that Gim is leading Ha. Brown is leading Hunkin. Kitazawa is leading Keyser. You can watch all of those on Curling Stadium on YouTube. Of course, you wouldn't want to go away from our game. We got a good one here. Casey Scheidegger, Clancy Grandy. 2 new teams to the tour in terms of new formations, looking to get things going this season in the quadrennial, build through the quadrennial, but both of these teams seeing success already this year. And the teams that did build some points early in the season. In fact, as of September 5th, the order of merit is used to pick the top 15 women's teams to get to the Boost National, the Grand Slam of curling. That'll be taking place in North Bay, Ontario, October 4th to 9th. And that is the destination for many, many of these teams to try to get into the Grand Slams. They get a lot of exposure, arena ice, lots of money on the line, and of course that TV exposure. And that great start by Team Grandy, we'll see them get to the Grand Slam. And another new team that I just mentioned, this Kieser, is from Switzerland. And they've had a great start this season as well. And they'll also make their debut at the Grand Slam in North Bay, the Boost National. Lots of rocks in play here in the fourth end. Team Scheidegger finding a way to get that multiple score. Now they're going to try to clog up the middle. So came to the top of the button with their first one, Taylor McDonald. Then throwing a guard, Clancy Grandy went to the corner, but came up short on the second rock by Sarah Loken. And you could see Clancy Grandy now lining up that double peel for Lindsay Debut. And only getting one. And Casey will just keep clogging up the middle. And you see how important those lead stones are in Sarah Loken's attempt to get around her corner guard. She leaves it short, but she also blocks the path on that side to the forefoot. So that becomes kind of a big deal. Really puts the pressure on Team Grandy. Jessie Hyen trying to replace that guard. She wants to cover shot stone so there isn't a hit and roll to the corner. It might have just done that, and she has grouped those stones together. Double peel again. It's a better throw from Lindsay, but still ends up jamming that second one. So it doesn't really change the situation for Team Scheidegger. And in fact, her shooter blocks off that path to the forefoot even more. So trouble for Team Grandy right now. So just a little deep here for that guard. The line was terrific, but it's deep enough that that double peel is there. called and made. Well done. Clancy. Grandy knowing how to hit those two to make the double peel and lose the shooter up as it spins up to the boards. Situation doesn't really change for Kate. She still wants to throw a guard in about the same spot as her first one. You see Casey puts her broom where she wants that rock to go and let the front end kind of work their magic. That rock over curling a little bit. It's going to give Kayla a chance to get to this shot stone. So they're going to chase here and try to remove shot stone and keep their shooter on the side. (11-6), nice board weight, and that's how she gets the result. Is that control weight, had the broom in the right spot. So hit and roll for Casey. And you can see that rock is pretty deep in the house. And so although there is a lot that she can roll behind, she certainly doesn't want to roll big. It'll go behind the tee line and then allow Clancy Grandy to come in there and set up for two. So ideal spot is just to roll just past that center line, just get completely buried behind her own guard. Now, I say that like it's easy to hit and roll, and I can tell you it's not. It's really hard. But, from a coach point of view, I can say super easy. And this has got a long ways to come. So it was nice. But she's got a pretty sharp release going on that right now. So either she needs to tighten up the broom or soften that release to get those hit and rolls. So for Clancy, Grandy, it's opposite now. She has a lot of room. She's got a lot of space to roll and have a chance of setting up for two. This is kind of the opposite. She really needs to play the roll aggressively. You see how nice Clancy throws. She slides so straight at the broom. Now definitely getting the roll. And what did I say? Just one shot before. Hits and rolls are hard. Looked great. Looked like they definitely were going to get that roll behind and just curled too much. Rolls out of the rings and advantage lost. So we're really swinging momentum here in this game. Again, early in the event as both teams try to figure out ice. Clancy had a chance to set up for two, instead rolls too far, and now Scheidegger can really bury one across the center line and force Clancy Grandy into a difficult shot for one. And I can tell you when I'm coaching, I love it when I see a broom down by Jesse. It means this is real close. So a 15-1 is my hog to hog. It's going to be close. Just a foot too heavy. Slips in behind that tee line just by the smallest of margins, and that gives some comfort to Clancy Grandy. She can be a little bit heavy and still get her single point. Still, this is end belongs to Team Scheidegger. Getting the force out of Clancy Grandy here in the fourth end with a 2-point lead would be a big win for them. Clancy can't overthrow this. If she throws this like back 12 foot, it won't curl enough to get that shot stone. So 14-2 tells me it's heavy. Will it stick around? You're watching the fifth end of play of an 8-end game at the Leduc Curling Stadium at the beautiful Leduc Curling Club. And Team Scheidegger is leading 3-2 and has the hammer back here in the second half of the game. Lovely tick shot there made by lead Taylor McDonald. I can tell you that this is an A semi of a triple knockout. The winner of this game will move on to the A qualifier at 4 o'clock today. And they would play the winner of Rafaela Kieser and Iku Kitazawa, who are playing on this draw as well. Winners play at 4 of this game. Losers play at 1 o'clock. They'll drop to the B side. And of course, there's a C side as well to get to the playoffs on Sunday. You can see all of this on Curling Stadium. You just tune in to whatever sheet that you want to watch. Look for those scores on Curling Zone, and then click on the sheet that you want to watch. And if you're like me, I flip between many games and decide which one I want to watch for a couple of events. It's fantastic for curling fans, and of course, great for women's curling, women in sport. We want to get more women out here. We want to fill these 16-team draws. This one was short, 2 teams. Only 14 playing, and then that might have something to do with early in the season. Uh-oh. That's my team, Team Scheidegger. I am the coach, and I will be following the team throughout this event, and I think commentating most of their games. We'll see how they feel about that. But I'm happy to do it. Second, Jesse Hyen, looking to, I think, play the tick shot on that center line, and missed and went through the rings. Pretty sure I see a peel in her future. That one, draw by Lindsay Debut, going a little bit late, deep. And here comes the peel. Changing turns. I don't want to put the commentator hex on here, but this is a Jesse special. Really good with the big white shots. Just a single peel. That's fine. So for Team Grandy, they're going to be working hard here, throwing these center guards and trying to create a force. They're down 1 in this game. They don't have hammer. 4 ends to go. Their goal here would be to force Scheidegger just to take 1, and then have the hammer back in 6 and try to get a couple back, force again in 7, and then have the hammer coming home. That's sort of the thinking in this part of the game. Now that rock, that guard coming in a little deep. And because it is so tight to the rings, Jesse can play a hit and roll, might even roll onto the rings. So softer weight. This is curling. It's looking like a nose. So looking for that roll, so they called for a softer weight, but it curled up too much. So I'm not sure if Jesse was inside or whether that wasn't enough ice for that particular shot. You saw the choices there that Clancy gave Kayla, her third. You can try coming around that tight guard, or we can throw another guard. And that's what they've decided. I like the guard call. If that's their goal, to force Scheidegger, then they're going to need to throw another guard in this situation. And if Scheidegger chooses ever to come into the rings instead of double peeling, they can always freeze to it and try to create the force that way. They want rocks in play. This is halfway in between that guard and the come around. Kayla won't be happy with that. Casey lining up that run to back double, and I really like that Kate's coming down to take a look at if they can get rid of both of those guards, they should. I can't hear what they're saying from my broadcast location. You might be able to at home. But right now, I think they're looking at too many shots just from the arm motion of, you know, the hit and roll to the corner guard, things like that. I really feel right now Team Scheidegger in a position where they are controlling this game should be trying to clear the front. That ran pretty straight, got rid of the guard, but wasn't able to double off anything else. We're hoping maybe to hang on to the corner there. I believe the call is they're going in now. Lots of line right now. Those are really sliding. I got a 15-3 on a hog to hog, and that went to the back 8 foot. Back of the 4 foot, 8 foot area. I'm trying to lure Team Scheidegger to play with the center line guard, and you're going to have none of that. Looking like they're playing a run back. Well, said it earlier this end, I really didn't like leaving centerline guards, and I feel like Team Scheidegger is getting lured into playing this center. And you got to think Team Grandy's pretty happy with this situation. They're drawing around a centerline guard, even though it's not their own, but they can lie too and really shut down that scoring area. Yeah, the sweepers are just standing back and giving kind of indication that it might be wide and heavy. And it is. That's a surprising miss from Clancy Grandy. Nowhere close to the right weight for that one. She had a real chance to put pressure on Casey Scheidegger. And Casey is going to remove that yellow stone, and she's going to try to roll towards the broom and lie too. And Casey Scheidegger's got the Satsuki Fujisawa neck warmer going. We had discussions about how cold she gets while skipping, and I'm sure many of you out there can relate. Not moving as much and get pretty chilly. So Taylor McDonald produced this neck warmer. I started talking about how Satsuki Fujisawa always wears one, and she seems cozy. It seems to be the new look for Casey Scheidegger. This is close to the guard. Wow. That actually might have even rubbed on the way by. A great sweep by Jesse and Taylor to hold the line. That was looking like it was going to rack the guard. And that's the good news. But, Clancy can play soft weight and get across the face and make the shot for two for Casey a lot harder with this. Really, Clancy just needs to throw as much weight as she had on her first one. Remove this stone and get to the nose, maybe even a little bit of a roll. This is also charging towards that guard. It's a nice shot. So a 12-second hit. Came pretty close towards the guard and got to the nose. The only way for Clancy to make that better would have been to throw less weight. Open up the broom a little bit, throw less weight, and try to get that inside roll. But as it stands, Casey's got a chance to get two and commanding lead of this game. Just kind of a heavy clean. Really like the weight. 12-5, and that is a big 2 points for Team Scheidegger. They will lead 5-2 with 3 ends to play. Hey, everybody. I hope you're staying with us in this women's game from Leduc, Curling Stadium, Alberta Curling Series Major, presented by Co-op, live from the Leduc Curling Club. And this is early season, but really, really important for competitive women's teams to gather those points. It's all about the points, let me tell you. These teams are doing some calculating as they plan their events, who's in those events, how many points they might get towards getting into the big majors. Grand Slam of Curling is a big target. Getting buys into the provincial playdowns, also a big goal. And so these early events are becoming more and more important. Speaking of early events, let me tell you about an event that I'm involved in. It's called the Women in Curling Summit Saskatchewan, and it will be taking place at the Cali Curling Club September 24th. It's an all-day event. It's all about encouraging women to stay in curling. Let's all learn. Let's connect. Let's engage. Let's encourage each other. Right now, we have around 35, 40 participants. We're looking for more. The registration ends tomorrow on the 17th. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on the Curl Sask website to register. Women in Curling Saskatchewan. And I hope you consider coming on out and see if we can do something about getting the numbers of women in curling, whether it be playing or coaching, supporting, officiating, in any aspect, whether we can get more women involved. That's kind of what this is all about. My teammates and I will be there. Jan Becker, Marcia Gooderite, my co-chair, Sarah England, Sandra Schmiller's daughter. Corey Morris, curled with Cheryl Bernard. She will be there. Renee Sonnenberg, Lara Schroeder. We've got all sorts of great speakers, so I hope to see you there. Back to our game. Team Grandy has hammer here in the sixth end, and they're down 3. So what does that mean? That means they want rocks in play. They're going to really need to focus in on keeping their rocks in positions that they can use it throughout the end. You need to get a multiple score here to stay in this game. And Team Scheidegger just wants to keep the pressure on. They're not going to hand 2 points over to Grandy. They're going to try to keep clogging up that center line. And you can see Clancy looking at that shot stone. So whatever she decides to play, I really like something soft weight. You just can't afford to be taking rocks completely out of play. So I think the call here is they're running back their own center guard and hoping to make contact with one of the red stones in the rings and keep their shooter as a corner guard. Roll to the outside. I think that's what the call is. And they are playing that soft weight, but kind of might be just too soft. Just a little bit light. Curls up. Doesn't open up the middle, nor tap either of those red stones behind the tee line, which would have been the goal. So Jesse Hyen going to be trying to throw a guard down that center line. And that'll do the trick. Guards that center line area, and Clancy's coming out front to say, how can I use all of those rocks? Yeah, she's going to need to clear up one side of the ice so that she has a way in. So I like this call. I think if I was her, I'd be looking on that left side. Team's coming down. Take a look here. They need a way into the scoring area. Leave the right side where their guards are. Looking at the other option is playing that center rock that Jessie just threw and try to clear up that side by using it as well. So you can double off the two red guards that are center line and left, or driving it back onto second shot stone that's top 8 foot. So there are some options off of the center line, and that would still open up, or keep their, I should say, their corner guards that are happening on the right hand side. They want to keep those. So needing a shot here from Lindsay. Needs to be on the high side, on the right side. There she goes. It's not bad. Not bad. And as I said, kind of opens up some options for Team Grandy. On that other side, get to the red stones that are in the rings. And of course, Team Scheidegger are saying, we got still some work to do. I'm just going to keep throwing tight guards. And if you missed earlier, that is Kate Cameron, now Kate Hogan, throwing third for Casey Scheidegger. She and Taylor McDonald came as a pair from Laura Walker's team to join Casey Scheidegger and her sister Jessie Hyatt as a foursome in this quadrennial. So the guard ends up being a little bit high. And you see Clancy and Kayla talking about coming into the rings. And now Lindsay coming down too. So I think that the question is making a play on that red stone. How much weight do you throw to keep your shooter in play? You see Clancy making that sign that maybe they want to roll away from the center line. Now, ideally, if you could make contact with the shot stone, the one that's sitting full in the 4 foot, and move it over, get it out of that 4 foot, 8 foot area, and keep your shooter on the side, that would be ideal. It's a big shot for Kayla. Oh, And she threw enough weight to make contact with 2 stones, but it's just not curling enough. Seems to be the way the game is going for Team Grandy today. Scheidegger sitting first and second shot, and now completely undercover. That was the one opportunity that Team Grandy had to set something up here in this end. And with that miss, Kate Hogan is going to throw another guard. Casey showing the sweepers where she wants it. And that is much too deep. So instead of a guard, Kate's got a rock in that top 8 foot that Kayla can use to get to shot stone. So similar weight that she just threw, and hoping to get a better result. Be much tighter on that guard. And struggles continue for Kayla McMillan. First one does not curl enough, and of course her second one curls too much. Misses the double, and Team Scheidegger still sitting 2. And it's getting messy, really messy. So Casey's going to need to guard that up, so Team Grandy can't get to their top yellow stone that's in that 12 foot. I was thinking the same thing. I just saw Kate Hogan move the broom. I was thinking, man, you don't have very much ice for this guard because you've got a lot of tolerance, because the centerline guard is already protecting that yellow. You've got some room to go a little wider on this intern guard and still cover this shot. So I'm happy to see them open up the broom a bit. Kayla and Jessie are heads down on this. Kate slid really well. I'm going to have to work hard to get this over. And they do. Oh boy. Clancy lining up the middle. So looking to run back her yellow guard that is in front of the broom into the red at the top 12 foot. That'll advance their own yellow that's in the kind of the sandwich. So what's the combination? It is yellow, red, yellow, red. That's what Clancy Grandy is attempting here. And it's absolutely there. Lots of room on getting to this guard that they're running back. Okay, this could be fun. And that over curled just by a smidge. And it looks like Scheidegger is still shot stone. Clancy Grandy did get second shot, however, out of there. The team needs to come down and take a look and say, you know, what is there on that same guard that Clancy Grandy just ran back on her shooter? Is there a shot off there for more than one? The one that beside Jessie looks like the better angle, the widest one, that could be promoted for two. So if that's the case, that there is only one shot for two, then guard it. So I think Kate's pointing out that you could simply remove it, and that might give you the same result. Take away that angle raise for two. Jessie making sure she knows where they want this rock to go. The guard is the call. They're going to try to take away the wide angle raise and the run back raise that Clancy Grandy had just played. So really basically putting a rock in between those two yellow, either high, so it covers a corner of the outside red, outside yellow guard, or deep enough that it takes away that angle. So the coach in me for Team Scheidegger would say, take away the shot for two. It's okay if you give up one. She makes a great shot for one. But take away the shot for two, and that's the outside yellow. So that's kind of what they're doing right now, coming around that. And it does stop in time. I believe that there is no port in between those guards to get. But maybe I'm wrong. This is where it's difficult for me to tell from this angle. They're looking to see if they could drive, if they still have that shot, driving back the wide outside yellow. Yeah, the easier shot, of course, is the running back, the one that Clancy Grandy just ran back, the yellow guard that's closer to the center line. Just so hard for two. That's the one that they're going to try again. So just look how tight that is to the, if you ran it back, you're going to miss the top red stone that's in the 8 foot to make contact with the one in the 4 foot. And it'll probably get your own yellow moving as well. This is tough. So playing this with soft weight, trying to keep the advanced rock in play, but need this to be exactly right. And it's on the guard. And it'll be a steal of 1 for Team Scheidegger. After 6 ends of play, Scheidegger leads 6-2.
Round them up, move them in. No place for your saddle and cowboy boots after the Calgary Stampede? At Sentinel Storage, we are proud to provide you with storage solutions that safeguard your valuables. Whether you're moving, renovating, or simply require extra space, we offer convenient and secure storage that caters to all needs. Find the Sentinel storage you need close to home. For a free estimate, visit sentinel.ca.
Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next curling stadium.
It's the 7th end. 8 end games here at the Curling Stadium Alberta Curling Series Major at Leduc Curling Club. This is presented by Co-op. Team Grandy is trailing by 4. Casey Scheidegger with 2 ends to go. Winner of this game moves on to the A qualifier at 4 o'clock today, and they would play the winner of Rafaela Kieser from Switzerland and Kitazawa from Japan. And I can tell you that Kitazawa is leading right now, 5-4, playing the 6th, and has Kieser in some trouble. So we're not sure who the victor will be over there. So the mistake there, the corner guard attempted by Sarah Loken from Team Grandy, slipped into the rings. And Team Scheidegger was able to play the hit. And that's a big blow, actually, for Team Grandy, as they are trying to get a little bit more reps in this game. You never want to give up when you're down 4, but with 2 ends to go. I've seen it happen. People have come back and won those kinds of games, but they need to use the free guard zone. Need to make the shots, and you need misses from the opposition. So the odds are in favor of Team Scheidegger in this particular match, but I've talked about earlier this round just what a great start Team Grandy has had to this season. Winning a Spiel already in Martinsville, coming second in the summer series in Quebec and already getting themselves into the first Grand Slam, the Boost National in North Bay. And Team Scheidegger, later start. Their first event was last weekend at the Salvo Shootout in Edmonton, and they did make it to the semifinal, and that would give them enough points from that big event to get to the Grand Slam of Curling, the second event of this season, the Hearing Life Tour Challenge, which will be in Grand Prairie, October 18th to 23rd. So if you're looking for some great curling, make your way to those Grand Slam of Curling events. Top 15 men's and women's teams in the world, plus one sponsor exemption on both the men's side and the women's side. And what that does is give some local flavor to these events. So that's just fantastic curling. And of course, Sportsnet will be doing some of the broadcast starting on the 6th of October. So make sure you tune into that too. And you might hear me on there as well. So Team Scheidegger throwing another rock into the top of the rings, and message there to Team Grandy is go ahead and make this work for you. And the call is a freeze. Pretty nice weight there from Lindsay. Good result. And now Jesse Highan will be asked to straight peel, get rid of this corner guard and the shooter. Well done. Playing another freeze in there. Four-point lead. I think decisions are kind of simple for Team Scheidegger. They're going to be throwing some weight. They want to get rid of a couple here. I don't think that rock in the top 12 foot is doing them any good. So they'd love to get rid of a couple of these, the top yellow and the redstone right behind it. It would be ideal. First things first, though, need to make contact. Oh, and she does. just taking a little break there. Just leaning out my little broadcast booth, trying to get some scores, figuring out what's going on, on the rest of the sheets out there. I can tell you that the winner of this game plays the winner of Kitazawa and Keyser, and Kitazawa stole in the sixth end, so they're up a couple points on Keyser, but there's 2 ends to go over there. Kate Hogan coming down to take a look at how to get rid of one of those yellows. So Clancy Grandy using the rocks in play, making some freezes and trying to get a mistake out of Team Scheidegger. Kate's being asked to raise her own stone and get rid of the center line yellow. And so hit this on the high side. And that's a mistake. So that over curled. They were hoping to hit that thinner and take out the top yellow. And it did remove some backing, however. And you see Clancy going, how am I going to get more than a couple points out of this end? Little freeze tap on that side. You'd have to make it perfect. You certainly wouldn't want to offset that. There'd be some sort of double. Her initial thought was to throw a center guard. Yeah, I kind of like that call. Coming over where Clancy Grandy's broom is. If you knew how to get there. And the thinking is that if you could come into that freeze tap where Clancy keeps tapping her broom, put some pressure on Casey. You're hoping for another kind of jam like you just got out of Kate. So there's another plan, and that is the wide draw. And I think that's what Kayla likes. Certainly not wrong. Not wrong to come back there. At this point of the game, too, like the idea is clearly you've had some struggles. It's trying to pick a shot that you have a higher success rate right now and put some pressure on the opposition. So for Kayla to come down and declare which one she likes best is a good idea. Not a brush to this one. That happens sometimes as the game goes on. And many of you know this that play in curling clubs, that as the game goes on, that sometimes down that center line gets a little bit what we call fudgy, a little sticky. And when you go out to the wide side, it's actually as keen as it was in the first end of play. And that appears to be what happened there for Kayla. Gave it a little bit extra and it didn't need it. So that went sliding through. And unfortunately for Team Grandy, that was, again, a missed opportunity. It's been a struggle, definitely, this game for Kayla. And now Casey can just concentrate on eliminating yellow. Just going to get rid of this center line, yellow stone. And remember, she is shot stone actually on the side of the button. So she'll try to hit and stick right in that area. And she's okay with Clancy Grandy getting 2 here, but she certainly doesn't want to give up any more than that. So a little bit of a roll. She was hoping to sit right there, I believe, and with nice control weight. And you can see Clancy indicating that she's playing a hit and roll. She'd like to be sitting second and third shot after this is over. So she'll have to play this hit and roll with soft weight to try to keep her shooter in that 8-foot, 4-foot area. So she'll roll towards and cross the center line. That's where she's hoping to hide her zone behind the other red that's in the 12-foot. So did not get the big roll and move things around. And as you can see, it's a pretty straight up double now for Casey. Now, had Clancy not disturbed those 2 rocks in the 4-foot and made that roll over behind the red in the 12-foot, it would have been a much more challenging shot for Casey. So here it comes. Once again, the goal is get rid of at least 1 yellow, hoping to get 2. So just the 1, and Clancy Grandy will have a shot for 2. So can use her own rock as a little bit of backing. Sweepers are just kind of heavy cleaning. It's 15-5. And gets there for her 2 points. So after 7 ends, Team Scheidegger will lead by 2 and have the hammer coming home.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And number 8 in this Leduc women's curling event, Curling Stadium Alberta Curling Series. It's a lot of curling in there. With a Casey Scheidegger having a 2-point lead, Taylor McDonald lead through her first rocks, through intentionally, and is now asking Taylor to make a tick shot. So can't let your foot off the gas here. I know you've got the lead, but you're going to have to make your shots to put away Team Clancy here in this A semi. Trying to get this to curl for the tick. Really well done. And I know that I said this earlier, but Taylor McDonald is new to the position of lead. And they put this team together, both her and Jessie Hyan of career seconds, and somebody had to make the adjustment, and Taylor put up her hand and said, sure, I can do it. I'll do whatever the team decides. And wow, what a great start here to the 8th, perfecting that tick shot. Big part of the lead position. So now it's Lindsay Debut being asked to throw that high guard. And you'll see. Did they get it over? Oh, can't be by more than an inch. So Jessie Hyan is looking for the peel. Double peel. Fabulous. There's the Jessie special. Well done. So the winners of the A event games on this draw will play again at 4. And there's 2 qualifiers that come out of the A. They'll go directly to Sunday's play. And they get Saturday off too. A little shopping in Edmonton. That might be fun. I can tell you that Unji Gim has beaten Sun Young Ha on the top of the draw. So she'll make her way. Gim will make her way to an A semi, and wait to see who comes out of Corinne Brown and Jessie Hunkin. They're playing in the 7th. I'm just going to take a peek and see if I can see what the score is. I know that Hunkin was leading by 1 playing the 7th over Corinne Brown. So that's still a very tight game over there. Casey Scheidegger, of course, leading the game here, coming home. And Rafaela Kieser is down in the game against Kitazawa. So it's looking like Kitazawa might be the opposition to the winner of this game at 4 o'clock today. So no trouble here for Team Scheidegger. Grandy's going to continue to put guards up and try to get a miss out of Team Scheidegger. So as a coach of Team Scheidegger, what I like to see in this point in the game is that taking the time, not rushing through pre-shot routines. Like, keep your focus. These are important to finish strong. And so I like seeing Kate take her time getting into the hack and taking these shots very seriously. Well done. So there's the call. There's only 1 rock left in play, and Team Grandy wants to use it as a guard. So how do you steal 2? You try to find a way to lie a couple. They'd love to get lie 3 when Scheidegger comes to shoot her last, and that's without any guards out front. You got to use the rocks that are in the rings. So I think Kayla's just talking about with her team about how hard to throw this, what she thinks the weight might be. I think it's going to stick around, and no, it just slides a little bit too far. Kate Hogan going to be asked to peel away her own. No trouble at all. So if you're a big curling fan, I want you to know that you can continue to watch Curling Stadium, Alberta Curling Series Major here from the Leduc Curling Club. You can watch all day. The loser of this game goes back on at 1 o'clock today. And the winner of this game goes on at 4. Then there's another B event draws are at 7. There's draws all day tomorrow on Saturday, and then the playoffs on Sunday. You can choose whatever stream you want to watch on Curling Zone, on YouTube, or on CBC Gem. So, this is fantastic for those curling fans out there, and really good for women's curling to get this much exposure. I do hope you watch as much as you want and spread the word that there's great curling on. Clancy Grandy trying to make something happen. Not much to work with. She was trying to freeze down to that back one to make this shot for the win more difficult. But as it stands, it's a pretty open hit for Casey Scheidegger to win this game and move on to the A qualifier today at 4. Looks pretty nice. And there they go. No yellow remaining, and that's it. Handshakes all around. Solid performance by Team Scheidegger to win this game against up-and-coming Clancy Grandy. As I said, tune in later. Clancy Grandy will be playing again at 1 o'clock, or you can choose any of the great women's teams here at the Leduc Curling Stadium all day long. My name's Joan McCusker. I'll be following Team Scheidegger as their coach, and I'll commentate later on their game at 4 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.